Hi Rudolf, welcome to Italy, welcome back to Italy, and welcome to Linea Rock.
Thank you. We are happy to be here. It's fantastic. The weather is great, the people are great, the location is great, everything is perfect, and what can I say?
And
we are happy to be back in Italy.
Right.
Since many years.
Yes, very much. And you're the world champion of rock and roll, let's say, because Germany just won the top, so.
Yeah, okay, thanks.
So your farewell tour has been announced in 2010. But it's still ongoing.
Yeah, but you know why? Because the point was that we got the offer in 2013 where we was thinking about to make a longer break.
Yes.
So, and because for some projects like the bonus track thing, the album and stuff like this, but then MTV came in the beginning of 2013 asked us for do MTV Unplugged. Okay, we had the offer already like in the 80s, late 80s, but we couldn't do it because we were already booked worldwide.
Yes.
In this case we said, oh, that's a great opportunity because now we can play even better guitar, especially acoustic guitar is a difficult instrument to play a rock and roll with it and use the energy which you have to have from here on this instrument, which is not easy. So in this case we said yes, and it was great to force MTV into in a situation that because normally MTV Unplugged is in front of 250 people in the studio, we changed it to the open air in essence. Open amphitheater in front of 3,500 people instead of 250. So it was an unbelievable atmosphere. The arrangements were fantastic. So in this case, we got offered then to play this MTV Unplugged in Germany in halls, and we took this possibility. So now 2013 is on, and the record company said, hey guys, you have 2015 50 years of the Scorpions. They're second band only in the world after the Stones to celebrate this long time of career.
That's what I was about, you know, to ask if you were waiting for the 50th anniversary.
No, we were not waiting. The surrounding was forcing us somehow. I think nature energy brought us in the situation, and now we are working on a new album which we want to give for the 50. I know we said we want to do a thing as a last one, but because of so many young fans, they forced us and said, oh, we love you guys and you have to come here, you have to come here. We said, all right, we can't stop because we're still in good shape. The situation why we asked for the farewell tour was that we were afraid that we can't deliver for the audience what the people expecting from us. So now we are still rocking, and we.
So the final thing is not coming yet. That's
the final thing is still in shape.
Okay.
But and we still not finished yet.
Yeah.
We did in 2013. Spanish promoter was afraid of selling because the employing for young kids was like 60%, and he didn't know where to buy, who can buy the tickets.
Right.
But the point was, the ticket was sold out in 2 hours in the big arena, and the second one in 5 hours. So in this case, we got a kick in the ass, which was showing us that still there's a big demand for our kind of music, handmade and with a kind of magic.
You already talked a lot about the MTV Unplugged, which is your last release, but compared to Acoustica and to Moments of Glory, this has been a strongest challenge for the band. I mean, is it the best, or I mean, they're all part, you know?
I think Moment of Glory with the Berlin Philharmonic Orchestra was very much the strongest kind of challenge we had to go through, because the best orchestra in the world and Scorpions. I never had any idea about classical music. I wasn't the big fan of classical music. I know there is something in it, but I was always a rocker. So, but doing it and working with them gave me a new picture about music. So with Acoustica, it was the following, because Christian Kolonowitz was the producer of Moment of Glory. We said, all right, he's a fantastic guy, let's do something together. But another big challenge was then MTV Unplugged. Why? Because we did already an acoustic album. So how we can do it better now And how we can do it that people not coming in a position saying, oh, now another kind of. So we had to do something very outstanding. And this production team called Michael and Martin, they gave us the right inspiration. They also had we became a right team. So in this case, they forced us to make outstanding arrangements.
Yes.
I did the song I was singing because Klaus needed a break, and so we changed things around, and it was a big challenge, of course. And it was released in 80 cities around the world.
Yes.
8 countries around the world.
Yes. A lot of people think, that making an unplugged or an acoustic record for the Scorpions, it's easier because you're very famous for the melodies and the ballads.
It's
not. Okay.
Because the acoustic instrument, it's hard to play rock and roll on the acoustic instrument.
Right.
If you push too strong, the sound of the acoustic goes down.
Yeah.
You have to give energy, but with not the hard stroke like on the electric guitar, with the right balance in it. That means this.
Yes.
So, and if you find the right thing and the right arrangement, then you can do it in a way that rock guys still going on saying, I know I love the rock stuff, but this one is not bad. And that was our challenge we want to go through, that we have an unplugged album, and especially MTV, because it's a very special brand, which people going and saying, all right, I like the band Scorpions because they're rocking, but this MTV Unplugged is fantastic.
Is there any song that gave you, more chills, more emotion to rearrange in this new MTV Unplugged? Or
there are few kind of, because we played all this stuff so often, but with MTV Unplugged we were looking for songs which we haven't played live and we haven't maybe touched so much. When it came into my life, or maybe a song like No One Like You, or Big City Nights, something like a Hurricane. There's so many different kind of arrangements in a moment, because I'm already switched to rock and roll. Being on, that's the reason why I can't reflect in a way directly on it. But I know there are few songs which I went and said, hey, unbelievable. Where the River Flows is one of them. And
you chose also very special guests for the show in Athens. How did you pick them? The idea was...
MTV said, look, this is what we want to have, and you have to think which you can take. So, and we made some kind of, let's say, arrangements. We were working with this guy. In the end, we went with Kate, with Johannes, and with
Morten.
Morten was by chance the more natural one. Why? Because we played 1 year ago, before the MTV Unplugged in Russia, in Ekaterinburg. The manager called me and said, because I know him already from Echo, like 10 years or 15 years ago, when they did when they came back on the scene. So, and then they said, okay, they're in town now, Morten's in town, and they want to see the Scorpions in Ekaterinburg because they're playing tomorrow in Ekaterinburg. They're, oh, great, fantastic. So we met, and I think Morten was very overwhelmed by the emotions of the Russians by replaying in Ekaterinburg the song, and he said, I want to sing the song with the Scorpions, and this was something.
Okay. What's the story behind the Acoustic Flying V? Was that your idea to build one?
Yes, I asked already Gibson 20 years ago. I said, look, make a Flying V for me. But they never came across with it because they said, it's so difficult and whatever they did, or maybe had no time, whatever. So when by any chance when I was on the Frankfurt Fair in Frankfurt 1 year ago, when I delivered, 1.5 years ago in Frankfurt, when I delivered my signature Flying V, the black and white. I met Henry again, and Henry, that's the owner of the Gibson. I said, hey, we do MTV Unplugged, and I have to play with Damon J guitar. Damon J did a very good job, but I want to play a Gibson guitar. I tell you one thing, what is in September, I'll do it.
All right.
So, and then he came up with first version, second version, the third version was the one I said, it's fantastic. But Domonje, I have to say that when we did this Acoustica thing, the guitar tech from Matthias came to me and said, Rudolf, you still want to have this Flying V acoustic? I said, of course. I have somebody, that was the that was Domonje. So now Gibson did it, and I'm very happy that I'm the only owner of 3 Gibson Flying Vs. Fantastic.
Why the Flying V is the guitar of a choice for you? I mean, what?
Love at first thing.
Okay.
Love at first sight. Too bad that Johnny Winter died, but I saw this poster with Johnny Winter and the Flying V, and I said to my brother, I said, this is my guitar. From this moment on, my brother called me when he bought this Paul in Hamburg. He said, Rudolf, you have to come up to Hamburg because there is a Flying V here. You can buy it immediately. I immediately went up there and bought the Flying V. From there, this was in 1971, 72.
And you're also surfing one Flying V on the cover of your book, Rock Your Life.
Yes.
So that's, that's your girl.
Yeah, that is my let's say, what called surfing boards around the world, and many times again.
At which point you and Klaus realized that the ballads and the melodies were, the absolute extra oomph for the Scorpions. That was your role. And do you consider Klaus your brother as Michael after so many years?
Yeah, of course. I mean, he is a brother from a different mother.
Okay.
Yeah. So in this case, no, Klaus, I was always very much from the first moment I saw him in Saarstedt in my hometown. He was with the Mushrooms. I saw him, I said, this man, it's great. He is unbelievable. It was already somehow. Then he went to the army. I was still singing. And somehow things came in together. First my brother came in, then Michael, then Klaus came in. And from then on we had to work. And we found a way how to work. And I found a way to sing when I composed the songs in the way like Klaus is singing. And so when I was doing the songs, Klaus the lyrics, and so we became the right team. So I have to hurry up now.
Okay, last question.
Yeah.
You are very active as Scorpions on Facebook and on your official website. And we can say that you were pioneers also on that matter. Since the first Scorpions albums, there was your phone number on the back cover,
exactly,
I remember that. And was that a problem at some point?
Yeah, of course.
And which was the strangest call you received?
I mean, there was not one, there was many of them. Because the problem was that the album Long the Crow was also released later on at Billingsgate in Chicago. That was an indie label. So, and then Americans, when they party crazy. So, and then I get at night, 4 o'clock, 3, 5 o'clock, I call her, hey Woody, how are you? Rock and roll! In these days my English wasn't so good, and I had to act, and I found always the right way of talking to them, but it was somehow, and it was not only one, it was maybe 1 or 2 a week, where people, because we became and somehow underground support from America. Then it came to the West Coast, where West Coast people came and said, hey, the Scorpions, they're amazing. And Van Halen played Scorpion stuff in the beginning when they wasn't famous. Like Speedy's Coming, Catch the Train, all this stuff. When Van Halen came in 78 to Germany, they played in Hamburg, they supported Black Sabbath. Klaus and me, we went to Hamburg and saw Van Halen and Black Sabbath because we love both of them. And Eddie, he was jumping after finishing the concert. He was jumping and came to us and said, "Hey guys, I love you, and hey, come on, come backstage." So we had, on this day was David Ross' birthday when they put the cake in his face. So
all right.
In this case, bye, have a good one, enjoy, and we will rock you like a hurricane. Don't forget.
Thank you.
There's only one Scorpion.